Hello boys and girls. For today's session, you will need to have a 10 frame and some counters. You will need 10 counters in all. So I'm going to pause the video until you go and get your things ready. I'll be right here waiting for you. Ready to start? Perfect. Here I have a picture of some bees. How many can you see? 5, you say? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right. There are 5 bees. But now, I want you to take your counters and your 10 frame, and I want you to show me the 5 bees using your counters. Pause your video while you do so and come back as soon as you're done. And we're back. Are you ready with your 10 frames and your 5 counters? Let me have a look. That's a nice variety. I love the way you place your counters. This is how I placed mine. I put them all in the first row. But it doesn't matter how you place them, as long as you have 5. I can place 1 there, another 1 there. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, it does not really matter how you place your counters. However, if they are placed in a row, it is easier to understand the number that you have without counting. And we're back. Are you done with your 10 frames and your 5 counters? Let me have a look. I love the way you placed your counters on your 10 frames. Let me show you mine. I have chosen to put my counters all in a single row at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, you can place your counters any way you like, just like you did. I saw quite a different mix over there. I'm choosing to place my counters 2 at the top and 3 at the bottom. Do I still have 5? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I still have 5. The only thing that I like in this one is the fact that just by looking at it, I know that there are 5 squares in the top row, so I don't need to stay counting them one by one. So, placing them in a row makes it simpler to count. But look at it very carefully. What do you notice about the number 5 in relation to the whole 10 frame? What do you notice about these 5 counters? What was that you're saying? Is it half? Half what? Half the 10 frame. So, am I understanding you correctly? Is the 5 exactly half the 10? Well done, that's very clever of you. Are you ready for another one? How many bees do you think there are? I'm getting different answers. I heard a 6, I heard an 8, a 7. Let's count and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is the correct answer this time. Now, just as you did before with the picture of the 5 bees, again, I want you to pause the video, get your 10 frame, get your counters, and show me 7 bees on your 10 frame. Are you ready to show me your 10 frames? Let me see. Oh wow! Those setups are really nice. I really like them. Well done. Now, let me show you mine. Have you noticed what I've done? Just like I had done with the 5, first I filled the whole row on top and then continued counting on from the 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 in all. Now, I want you to think a bit and tell me what you think. Look at the two 10 frames. We've got a 5 and a 7. Which one is the greater number? Let me listen. 7. How can you tell? Why is 7 greater than 5? It has more cubes. Now, I want to ask you a question. And before answering, I want you to think a bit. Look at these two 10 frames. We've got the 5 and the 7. Which number is the greater one? Five or 7? 7, you say? Why? How do you know that 7 is greater than 5? How can you tell? Oh, I see. You're saying that 7 is greater than 5 because we needed more counters to show 7. How many more counters did we use to show 7? The ones at the bottom? Right. 1, 2, you say? Right. 7 is 2 more than 5. So 7 is greater than 5. So if 7 is greater than 5, can I also say that 5 is smaller than 7? Yes? Why? How can I be sure? Ah, that's a very good answer. Well done. A girl just said that 5 is smaller than 7 because she needed less counters. In fact, on the 10 frame that shows us 5, we've got no counters at the bottom. So 7 is greater than 5. But 5 is smaller than 7. Now, boys and girls, as a last task for today, I would like you to take a look at this slide. Here we meet two children called Nina and Tim, and they both have some counters. Here we have an empty space. Tim, on the other hand, is telling us how many counters he has. Shall we check how many he has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, so we're continuing to work with the number 7 that we saw before. Tim has got 7 counters. Do we know how many Nina has? We don't know the exact number. What we know is that she has fewer counters than her friend Tim. Do you know what fewer means? Does fewer mean more or less? Less? Correct. Fewer means less. How many less? 1 less? 2 less? 3 less? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to pause the video and using your 10 frames and your counters, you are going to show me how many counters do you think Nina has? Remember, she has fewer than Tim. Hello again. Are you ready to share your answers? How many counters do you think Nina has? We said she must have less counters than Tim, and we have counted before that Tim has 7. Tim has 7 counters. So, how many counters can Nina have? 5. Okay, that's good. 4. 6. Any more answers? Anyone different? I've heard a 3 and a 2 and a 1. Oh, but you gave me so many possibilities. Are they all correct? Yes? Let me see. Let's start from 7. If we had to remove 1, Tim it would be less, no? So I end up with 6. So 6 is less than 7. And I'm going to put it over here. Oops, hold on. 6. Okay. 6. Okay. As you can see, 6 is less than 7. You see? That space is empty. What next? 5? We had seen 5 before, remember? When we were counting the bees? So, yes, I agree. 5 is less than 7. We need fewer counters for 5. And so, 4, you said? Well done. Really, really good thinking. 4. The 4 doesn't have any counters down here, and even the top row isn't entirely full. And what about the 3? There. The 2. And of course the 1. When we look at the 10 frame and we see how many counters make up 7, it is easy to see that 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are all smaller numbers than 7. So they all need fewer counters. So when we think of the number of counters that Nina could have, we can say that Nina has any of these number of counters. She can have a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. Because, as you found out, they are all fewer than 7. Right, children. So today we're going to stop here. I hope that you really enjoyed the activities with me. And as you saw, with a simple 10 frame and a few counters, you can do so much more than counting, even comparing numbers to understand which one is bigger, smaller. So enjoy yourselves doing maths using 10 frames.